This is Black Belt Dragon on FilmWise. Equestria Girls, Rainbow Rocks. Okay, first let's begin with the plot. So, like in the last movie, Twilight and the Rainbooms, yes, I'm calling them the Rainbooms because they're different compared to the, the pony versions. They're the kind of the human version. So I call the pony versions the main six, and the Rainbooms the human versions of the characters. So the Rainbooms and Twilight end up saving the day, from Sunset Shimmer. But during that time, it seems across the way, a group of girls called the Dazzlings, they're supposed to be some kind of dragon hybrid that, they don't really explain it much, but there's some kind of group that kind of uses their voices to try to bring hate into people and get the negative energy into their gems that they wear around their necks. So now they go to Canterlot High and try to steal the negative energy from all the people in the teenagers and all the people in Canterlot High, as well as trying to steal the energy from the magical energy from the Rainbooms and also Twilight, because and how do they do this? By entering a Battle of the Bands competition. Okay, not too much. So now it's up to the Twilight and her friends to try to stop the Dazzlings before they destroy Canterlot High and all of the friends that they've made throughout the first movie, now back into bad people. So yeah, that's the plot of the movie. There's another plot in the movie where Sunset Shimmer, the villain from the first movie, now she's a good guy in the second movie, and where she tries to ask forgiveness from all the students that she manipulated in the first movie, turning them into mindless zombies. Now they're trying to ask for her forgiveness, but obviously they would not forgive her after such a big event. But what I like about it is that I like her journey. I like how she tries to, get people to like her again, because she really did something horrible in the first movie, and she tries her best to, make friends again, make peace once again. And that's one of the only good things I like about this movie. Now, I do want to tell you something before I before this movie was ever released. I was really, really freaking hating on it because, the first movie had a point. It was a cute little experiment that didn't work as people expected to be. Even Lauren Faust thought it was a terrible idea to begin with, and this is not what she intended when she left the show. But, the first movie, I find it a very decent film, like everyone else, everyone finds it decent. And now we get to the second movie. It's better than the first movie, but not by much. Really. Not by much. Now let's talk about the good aspects of this movie. Now the good aspects of this movie is, like I've talked about before, the journey of Sunset Shimmer trying to ask for forgiveness. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie, because I like how it slowly paces until finally, I won't spoil it, but there's some good at the end. And another thing I like about the movie, this is kind of another thing I want to talk about. I never really liked the music. I never really liked too much of the music in the show, Friendship is Magic, and also the first Equestria Girls. I'm not really too much of a fan of the music because I felt that some of the music is not important to the plot nor anything that goes on in the episode or even the special. I just didn't find it important to anything. Some songs are important, but some of them I feel is like a waste. Like they just had to put it in there. But all the songs in this movie in Rainbow Rocks felt important. They all felt important, and that's what I really like. That's what I really like, that when you're making a musical movie, you have to make every song important. Movies like The Blues Brothers, Aladdin, Grease, even High School Musical, at least some songs made sense of why they were there. And I felt that every song was great, and yeah, this is the first time where I actually thought that every single song was fantastic. Heck, I actually might even buy the freaking soundtrack after this, you know, because it's that awesome. A lot of people find Battle of the Bands to be a catchy song. I didn't. I mean, a lot of people are humming the song. Even my friend Crash Jack Fan 1984 said this is one of his favorite songs from the movie. The only song I liked was the song about friendship. I don't remember the name of the song, but it was a song involving friendship, and I think they play it at the end of the movie, and that's what I really like. That's my favorite song. I kind of hum it sometimes, but you know, it's that good. And another good aspect of the movie is that it has a kind, like the story, even for being so basic, it flows like very, you know, sometimes it flows fast, sometimes it flows slow. It does get to the point where it's good. I mean, when I watched it, I felt that there weren't as much as painful moments like I saw in the first movie, because in the first movie I felt that some moments in the film, like where Twilight enters the world, or like, you know, the library scene, I felt that those were kind of moments that I really thought were kind of unnecessary, because we've all seen those moments in, you know, those kind of involving teen drama or some kind of teen movie. I've seen a lot of teen movies. Like, I felt that they weren't important, but you know, I felt that there weren't painful moments in the movie. Okay, now we'll get to the bad stuff. Even for being a sequel, I felt, even though the plot moves very good, I still felt it was kind of a simple plot when I even heard about it. I mean, all that it is them winning a competition to be the best. Yes, that is the entire plot. And here's where I find the problem. In the past specials, we've had a lot of freaking great plots. I mean, trying to bring harmony into the world, saving an empire, and in the first Equestria Girls movie, learning the responsibility of being a leader, and trying to learn that maybe if you know, because Twilight really thought that even for her to be a princess, she thought, you know, she thinks she'll be better than anyone else, but she realizes she'll feel comfortable being the princess, you know. Like, that's how it is, that's how it works. But now with the second movie, all there is just them winning a concert. There's a little bit more stuff. Yes, there's Sunset Shimmer's plot, but I just felt that that was it. Like, I felt that there wasn't anything to it than that. So the story isn't that really good. Even though it's paced well, it's not that good. Now, here are a few little bit of nitpicks. These are really freaking nitpicks, and I just wanted to address them out. The first one involving how the Battle of the Band goes. Even like movies involving trying to and be in competition, I just felt that, you know, when I see those movies, the characters in the films have fun with it. They have fun competing with each other, trying to, you know, they shake hands, they, you know, enjoy that, you know, even though they lost or even if they won, they still will enjoy themselves. At least they had fun through it. But of course, in the movie, the Dazzlings manipulate and try to give negative energy to all of the class of Canterlot High. And in the Battle of the Bands, they really don't don't feel happy. They just feel really despising. It even feels a little bit mean-spirited. Like, even though they're being controlled, I still felt that there were a lot of painful moments where they were just being freaking jerks. Like, I know, you know, it's part of the idea. That's how they're supposed to act when they're, you know, when they're being, you know, hypnotized by the dazzlings and their crystals of negative energy. So that's how it is. But I still felt that, you know, I just felt that there should have been some enjoyment out of it. Even Pinkie Pie says that, why aren't we having any fun? That literally sums up why that's a problem. Okay, here's another teensy-weensy nitpick. Seriously, who asked for the Cutie Rock Crusaders? Who asked for those, you know, if you remember Showstoppers, you completely understand what I'm talking about. Who asked for that? Like, everyone hated it. Everyone hated that idea. No one liked it, but of course, thank gosh they don't sing. We don't see them sing, but like, who brought them back? It just felt freaking ridiculous. And let's see. There's one more that I wanted to... Oh, yes. Flash. Do I even need to say anything? Anything at all? I have been waiting for this character to be developed eventually. I mean, do you think he really deserves Twilight? I mean, this character is as bland as a freaking wall. I mean, all he is this rock and roll jock that really somehow is supposed to have a relationship to Twilight, but you think that he's going to have more of a character in this movie. He doesn't. There's no character whatsoever. The relationship is like pulled to the side, you know, because of course they have to focus on the plot. Thank God. That's great that they're focusing on the plot, but at least have some kind of moments or even little scenes about it, because I don't know, it's just because when you have even for a side character, you have to give him at least good development. Take for example, like the characters from, like, I don't know, like a video game, like Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter. All those characters are like in the side, but at least you know what their personalities are like. Something like, what is something similar to this? Like Ben 10, Teen Titans. Like, I've seen a lot of shows, they have a lot of side characters, but at least their side characters are developed. Their side characters are developed, at least not too great, but well. They're developed well, and I felt that, you know, that's another problem. How come some of the side characters in like the show and also the movies, they're not like, you know, they're not developed too well? There are some characters that I won't name, but there are some of them which are not developed well, and I really hate that. Like, even though that they're supposed to be side characters, you have to develop them. You have to develop them to begin with. I mean, what are they there for? Just for the background? That's for background characters. These are side characters that you see time and time after again. And Flash is one of those characters that really needs development. Please freaking develop him. I mean, from what I have found out, there's going to be Equestria Academy, so yeah, there's going to be a TV series based on the movie, so that's coming. Freaking develop him, alright? Now, okay, now one more. There's one more. In most of the specials, and even the first movie, the focus is on the main character, Twilight. But in this movie, it's Sunset Shimmer. She's literally the focus throughout the entire movie. Even though that Twilight's there, she's kind of a bit of like the partner. Like, you know how Jak and Daxter, like, are partners in the video game, but Dexter is mostly just there for laughs, but he does have a development of his own, like, throughout the series, and eventually he got his own game. This is where Equestria Girls 2, Rainbow Rocks, took a risk. They took a risk as adding Sunset Shimmer as the main character, and it's done pretty well. I mean, I like her story already of how she's trying to go, and she's actually freaking well developed. I mean, she's actually as interesting as Twilight. I mean, that's hard. That's kind of hard to pull off. Trying to make another character a little bit more interesting than your main character. That's a little bit difficult. I've seen that sometimes, but you know, I find it's done very well, and in the end, it's freaking cool. Okay, now here is my final thoughts. Now for the grading of this, I'm gonna, even though it's better than the first movie, it's not that much. I mean, if you're impatient and you want to see a new MLP related stuff this year, this is as much as you can go to. You either accept it what it is or you just ignore it. If you're patient, then you're gonna have to wait till the next season that's coming next year. It's just because, but the idea is, I suggest that if you're a little patient, wait till this movie comes out on TV, because it's not really worth the admissions. I mean, it's not worth spending money on to go see in the theaters, even for such a limited release. I mean, I can really name so many movies that you can be watching, so many better movies that you can be watching at that time. Like I said, it's not a bad movie. It's not painfully bad. I thought it was going to be painfully bad, but no, it's good. It's definitely worth your time. But I still say, wait till it comes out on TV. Okay, the verdict I will give to this movie happens to be a C. I give this movie a C, and that is pretty much a decent rating. That's like decent, like it's really decent, you know. It's not as great as the show, but it is better than the first movie. It wasn't a complete waste of time. I don't felt like my time was wasted. I still felt it was a fantastic follow-up to the first movie, but it's not as great, you know. I do wonder how people are like going easy on this and giving, you know, good ratings to this film, calling it's like it's good. Well, from what I've heard, and I think it's true, unless you're a hardcore fan of this show and of this series, you're gonna like this movie. You're gonna like this movie a lot. But if you're not a fan, you're not gonna enjoy this. You're not gonna enjoy this film. You're gonna be completely like, you know, ignoring it. You don't want to enjoy this film. You wish you could enjoy this film, but you can't. You have to be a fan of the show just to really appreciate it. And that's what I find bad, because even for such marketing films like something like Marvel or like the Lego Movie, even those were marketing films, they still, you know, appreciated both audiences. They still made, you know, both like critics, fans, and also regular audiences loved the movie. They all love Marvel. They all love I mean, a lot of people love the Lego Movie. So if this only appreciates fans, then it failed to be a good movie. But that doesn't mean it's bad. Like I said, unless you're a fan, you're gonna like this movie, and if you're not a fan, you're not gonna like it. So yeah. Okay, now a little bit of spoiler. I'm gonna be now putting a little bit of spoilers here. At the end credits, after the movie is over, there's a little bit of a post-credits scene, and oh my gosh. You know, at the beginning I was like this, because I felt that the end credits scene was like a freaking big slap in the face. It's like a freaking slap in the face. It's like, it's a big freaking slap in the face. Like, why I think that? Because, okay, we find out that there really is another Twilight in the Equestria girls' world in Canterlot High. There is another Twilight that actually is going to probably come in a third movie, or maybe Equestria Academy. Yeah, because the ending indicates that there's gonna be a third movie, everybody. So yeah. Thank you for watching, everyone. Watching our wonderful film. Now get ready to see part 3, suckers. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I just felt that was a freaking big slap. Like saying, yeah, we're making another movie, so deal with it. It's just because, I mean, like I said, why is this continuing? I mean, a lot of people say that this wasn't really a good idea. Everybody loves Friendship is Magic, and this spin-off was just like an experiment, and not many people liked it, so why are you still continuing it? I mean, did you think that the script worked so well that you think that you had, like, you know, a vision in your mind saying, this could probably be really good and everyone's gonna love it, so let's make a third movie for the end. So yeah. Talking about Equestria Academy, from what I've heard, it's made by different people, but still having the same actors and actresses playing the same voices, and from what we understand, third movie coming out. Okay, this is Black Belt Dragon signing out, and I'll see you on my next movie review.